bitch. We live.
Good night, good night, good night, everyone. I didn't even did we test my mic? I know we just kind of jumped right into it. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Good night, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to Peaches and Dream Podcast. Man, it's been a while, but we are here. We are
We
here.
back. It's about to go down like four flat. Hold on. Get off of me. Move.
Oh my God, here she go with the kitty cats.
Okay. I'm out. But yeah. Okay. Oh shit. I'm so excited. Yeah. So much
Yes.
shit been going on.
Man, a lot. So I was out the country. I'm like you should even. I'm about to show y'all me right now. I'm kind of cold. I'm like literally like this.
Oh damn.
Yo, I was in the lovely British Virgin Islands, spending some quality time with my husband, and yeah, it was just everything was just so hot there, and now I'm back, and it's like outside it hasn't been that bad. At night it gets cold here. But right now I'm under this blanket because I'm kind of cold. But yes, it was nice out there. It's expensive, but it was nice. Oh, let me tell you, in the
What
British
happened?
Virgin Islands, right?
Yeah.
Let me tell you, you cannot go into no store without two things: either washing or sanitizing your hands and taking your temperature. Every single store, and I've been to the Virgin Islands before, and it was not like that before COVID. So they went and they took the extra steps to put freaking sinks outside of the stores. That sinks were not there before COVID, but their numbers are really, really low. And it's like as soon as you get off the plane, everybody's getting tested on the spot. I'm like, yo, if our country did that, our numbers would be so low. And I'm like, if that small country could afford to do that, why they can't afford to do that here in America? It's not that they can't afford to do it, it's that they won't do it.
And the
And I ain't
ones
even gonna lie, they pushing the V word the same way how,
the
we are
vaccine.
yeah. And I'm like, it's crazy because you could really try to abbreviate, they still gonna flag your shit. You,
Really? Because
yo,
I've been calling it the vaccine, the jab,
it's
like
crazy because they know, like, no matter what you put, they know when you're talking about it. Because even like my sister had posted, like, she went to go see Cat Williams the other day and she put the video on. But mind you, it's like somebody is really watching the video, listening to every word that they are saying in the videos, and then saying, hey, this has inaccurate information about the vaccine. You know how they put those little disclaimers up?
mm-hmm.
And I'm like, it's so crazy because even like, let me show you because I had posted something to our Instagram the other day, right? I'm gonna show you. Even this was flagged, and you tell me what's wrong with it. Okay. You tell me what's wrong with it. Protected. Okay. Why do the protected need to be protected from the unprotected by forcing the unprotected to use the protected that didn't protect the protected in the first place? Why? So they said missing contacts. The same information was reviewed by the independent fact checkers in another post. Basically, what they're saying is that the shot is not failing. It prevents most infections and reduces symptoms of breakthrough infections, which we get it. If it's not failing and it's working, so why is it that y'all are forcing people who don't want to get it to get it? Shouldn't the people who got it, shouldn't they be protected? Fully protected, right? You know?
Um,
But
uh, uh,
how do you feel about it?
that's a lot of protection and unprotection. The protected of the protected and the not protected and the protected. Huh.
It's like if you have it, you should be protected. So why do y'all feel like it's mandatory for the people who don't even want to get it to get it? And it's sad because they are really firing people from their jobs. Like, really?
They're firing people. They took me. I already told you this. They took me out of my classes online.
That's
They
crazy.
they
That
un
is crazy.
they unenrolled me from Thursday until Monday morning. when I sent the proof in over the weekend. So they told me, I was like
Wow.
give me 24 hours for your classes to be reinstated. So
That
that
is crazy.
4 days of class that I wasn't enrolled in because I do online classes. I don't go on campus unless it's for a meeting or something like that. Then it's after hours, like at night or something. So why are you asking online students, Johnson C. Smith University? Why are you
Mm.
asking online
Call
students
them out. Call them out.
to get vaccinated and saying everybody has to be vaccinated when we don't even come on campus? How are we going to infect people over the internet?
That in itself, when you told me that, I was like, yeah, that is insane. The fact that you're a virtual student and they're trying to force you to get it, you know? I really think that that's, well, they're not trying to, they forced you because if you didn't get it, then you would not have been able to resume your classes.
Exactly, exactly. And then on top of that, one of my professors, she put my final grade in as a D. Mind you, she hasn't graded anything all semester. And then she
Mm,
emails me saying, "Oh, I miscalculated your grade. It's supposed to go from a D to an A." So I emailed my advisor this morning. I was like, "Did she put the paperwork in because I still have a D, and I'm supposed to turn my transcripts in for something else, and I don't want that D to be on there." And she was like,
yeah.
she put the request in, but she hasn't submitted it yet.
Mm,
So now I have a D, and my grade point average is shot because she hasn't put the request in yet.
oh, wow. Girl,
The incompetence, the incompetence. Now
I just
somebody
can't.
has to suffer because you want to miscalculate some shit.
So what is your major?
Criminology.
Girl, you about to be what? What you gonna be a detective out here in these streets?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to see any dead bodies, but I want to be part of solving crime. I want to take out the bad guys. Like I really don't. I don't know what I'm gonna do. So
Yeah, but detectives can investigate like a whole bunch of different things.
I was thinking about doing some cybersecurity type shit. So we'll see once I start looking for an internship what works for me. What doesn't.
But what made you want to do that, like in that field of
I,
all the things?
at some point, I wanted to do social work and work with children, but I'm
Mhm.
a true crime buff, and I like solving crimes and shit. Like, well, not I don't solve any crimes, but
Mhm.
I'm just a fanatic in that area. So I was like, okay, let me go ahead and major in it, but I still want to work with children at some capacity. So my advisor, she's setting me up. She's setting like my classes, and just we're working on the game plan for after I graduate to start graduate school right after and get my master's in social work. So criminology, my bachelor's in criminology and my master's in social work. So um yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, because
So
basically you can be like someone who works on like child like basically what is it, ACS, right?
the what?
I mean, what is I mean in New York I think they call it ACS or Child Protective Services, something like that. You can do, right?
Oh, yeah, if they have like some type of investigator for crimes against children, that'd be
Yeah,
wonderful.
they
Ooh,
do. Like that's what AC. I know in New York they call it ACS. I don't know what they would call it out here. I don't know if ACS is just a global thing. Let me see. ACS Child Services. So that's a New York City thing. ACS stands for Administration for Child Services. So that's a New York City thing. But basically, they're
oh,
a government agency that protects and promotes safety and well-being of New York City's children and family by providing child welfare, juvenile justice, and early care and education services.
okay. I'm gonna have to
Wait,
look into that.
CPS. I think that's, you ever heard of CPS? Yes,
Yeah, that's Child
CPS.
Protective Services.
Okay, yeah, so that's what you can probably get into. That's because when I looked it up on Google, it says ACS and CPS is similar. So yeah, C-
Listen, the niggas in the hood know a little bit too much about CPS, especially when we all know somebody that done got their kids taken away. Whoo! Because you know,
yeah,
Mecklenburg County, as soon as you see that Mecklenburg County car pull up with that emblem on the side of that white car, you know somebody about to get snatched the fuck up.
you
Either
know
they
what's
have to
crazy?
leave or somebody getting taken, especially the ones when they come by the school or when they come rolling through the hood. We be like, oh, CPS, CPS.
I
Yeah.
never really like it's crazy because I heard about it, and my mom used to get letters because my brothers, when we was in New York, which is one of the reasons why she moved us to North Carolina. Um, Basically, they used to get up in the morning, go shower, brush their teeth, get dressed, leave with their book bags on. And then my mom would get a letter saying, your child hasn't been in school for the past 30 days.
Mm.
So my mom, and they basically was starting to send ACS. And then she's like, what's going on? Like, what are y'all doing? Like, why aren't y'all going to class? Like, where do y'all go every morning? They're like, oh, we just go in the train station and chill.
And they don't know, like back in the day when kids would skip school and do little shit like that, they would have truancy officers. That's a truancy issue. And the parents would get arrested.
That's what I'm trying to explain to you. They was threatened. That's why my mom was so mad because like she used to work all the time, she didn't know what was going on. Then she get this letter basically saying, that they was gonna come investigate and see what was going on. Because honestly, like I haven't how like I hear about these services, but I don't really know nobody who ever got taken away. Like all the people that I know that ever like was like the people that I know that's not with their mom is because they dad took them. Like for example, my cousin, she was raised by her father, and that's because her father wanted full custody. But it wasn't like the government came and took them. Then I got this girl that we grew up with, and it's crazy because she has 3 kids and 2 baby fathers. It's like a boy and then a set of twins, which are also boys, and she does not have custody of either of her children, none of them. And I'm like, because they live with the father. And I'm like, how do you as a mom not have your kids? And it's crazy because with my cousin, she used to always feel like, why didn't, maybe her mom just didn't want her. But when her dad passed away, she found all these court papers where her mom tried to take her dad to court to get her back. See, that's the type of mom I am. If anybody ever try to take my kids, I'm busting my ass to try to get my kids back. But with this girl we grew up with, and it's crazy because we all grew up together. We all are moms now. We just be wondering, like, how do you sleep at night not knowing your kids are not with you? You know? But I don't know nobody who's been I never seen an ACS person or truck or car or nothing in my life. I just heard about it. And hearing about it was scary because when my mom got that letter, she was heated. Like nobody wants to
Wait
get
a
their
minute.
kids taken away.
Listen, before I lose my motherfucking job and the rest of my damn kids because you don't want to go to fucking school, something as simple as going to fucking school, I'm gonna put your ass in a group home.
Shit, my mama, she just like she, it's crazy because one of my brothers, like he wasn't really bad, but he was bad. Like she used to threaten to send him away, threaten to send him to boot camp, threaten to this, threaten to send him with my dad. And I like she just, her resolution was to move us all down south, and that kind of worked because they turned out, they changed their life around. They came out here and was running shit still. But
I'm gonna
at least
call
they.
Maury. I'm gonna call Maury, and my kids gonna be on TV like, yeah, Maury, I like to skip school. I smoke cigarettes, and I have sex, and I suck dick for money. And my mom's such a bitch, and she don't motherfucking understand. And she be trying to tell me what to do, but I'm 15 years old, and I'm a motherfucking grown woman. Let's bring out Shaquana. Boo, boo, fuck y'all. And then here comes the drill sergeant to drag her ass away.
Listen,
Still from my mom. Yeah, yeah. I drink beer. It's just
the crazy part was that with my brothers, you would have never known because they like, wasn't like they kids like that. I don't understand because if you ever talk to in the average normal black people household, you ever talk to your parents like that, you getting fucked up. You gonna know
yeah,
not to talk to them like that.
yeah. Especially this new generation.
So I don't know.
Especially this new generation. What's this shit going around TikTok where they're challenging students to assault their teachers?
That's crazy. Now that is
I wish your mother.
ridiculous.
That's why I can't be no teacher. Everybody says, "Oh, that's why I can't be no teacher," but that's why I really can't be no teacher because your child's teeth will be laying at the front of the class next to the chalkboard or the whiteboard, and I'll be in handcuffs. Because I wish you
Listen.
would. You see all those videos on social media, all on Facebook with these kids terrorizing these teachers, getting up in their face, and they do it because they think, well, nobody, you know, you know, react or do anything about it. But whoo, y'all got the right motherfucking one.
Hmm.
Y'all got the right one. But yeah, what's our first topic for the night? What's the first topic?
Okay,
Dave.
hold on. Let me just run through the topics in general.
Oh
I
yeah,
know we
yeah,
were
yeah.
just catching up because that was a nice little almost 20 minutes of us like just running through some stuff and like yeah. But let's just run through the topics really quickly. So tonight we are going to be talking a little bit about the closer, basically Dave Chappelle in general, but mainly the closer, which was an episode, basically a part of a comedy series in that he aired on Netflix. Then we're going to be talking about Jelani Day, which was a black male who had went missing. We're also going to be talking about Gabby Petito, who was a white female that went missing around the same
Mm-hmm,
time as Jelani Day, but it got
mm-hmm,
way more media coverage. But we'll get into that. Then we're going to be talking about Superman's gay slash bisexual son, and then last but not least, this crazy ass Squid Games episodes that was on Netflix. Like Netflix. We starting with Netflix, we ending with Netflix. Okay. But yes.
Alrighty. Okay, so let me share my screen for this Dave Chappelle shit.
Yeah, so basically with Dave Chappelle, a lot of people was basically really trying to sit there and say, oh yeah, he had transphobic comments and da 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 da. So I want to see what you're gonna be sharing tonight.
Well, this article right here just breaks everything down. Is it? Do you see it?
Yes, I see it.
Okay, so he himself called out cancel culture on his special, the last special he has with Netflix in the sixth special series, which he ended up being paid $60 million to tape these specials for Netflix. So this is the last one he said he was going to do for a while because of the whole cancel culture thing. Well, not really because of the cancel culture. He pointed out the relationship between him and the LGBTQ community, and how when he makes jokes they go crazy and want to cancel him, but when a comedian, especially him, makes jokes about black people or R. Kelly and whatever,
And he
they
uses the N word and nothing bad comes of it. But it's like the minute you say something gay, it's like, oh, he's transphobic. Let's cancel him. Like that shit is so ridiculous and it's getting played out. And I'm still waiting for our rights. You know what? Let's talk about Lizzo right quick, right? So you
oh
know how,
god,
girl, I'm like, it's
look,
so crazy because how come it's so offensive if you call somebody gay? Like gay, if you're gay, you're gay. If you're a lesbian, you're a lesbian. It's not like somebody's calling you something that you are not, right? And it's still offensive for whatever reason, right? But then
yes.
you got people that's sitting there and for years they've been calling people fat, overweight, telling people you need to lose weight. Like telling somebody they need to lose weight when they're comfortable in their own skin is like telling a gay person that you need to be straight. You
Mm,
understand?
mm,
So I'm like, at the
mm.
end of the day, it's like, why is it that it's to me, it's not fair at this point. It's really, really not fair. And something else that Dave Chappelle pointed out in the closer is that the transgender people, they got more rights than black people. And look how long we've been trying to fight for our rights just to basically be accepted as being black. You know?
Yeah, shut up the bullshit shit sick it
And it was
yeah.
so funny because he was like, yo, Dave Chappelle is a Virgo. And he's like so
He
funny.
is. He is. I
He
keep
was
forgetting
like,
that.
he was like, yo, we basically should have been out there with some, like what he said, like basically dressed out there. We should have been gay first, and then maybe we would have got our freedom a little bit sooner. I'm like, it's
Oh
so
yeah,
sad.
slaves should have been oiled up with booty shorts on.
And we probably would have got our freedom a lot sooner. Because just
And then
being black is not enough.
he mentioned the baby, that comparison, how the baby can shot somebody up in Huntersville, which is still considered Charlotte, but in Huntersville in that Walmart, and of
And he
course he got
wasn't
off.
canceled for that, but he was
Yeah,
canceled.
he got off because it was self defense. And I don't know how people just didn't know about it, because either they weren't paying attention or they just didn't care, because he shot somebody, a nigga who shot somebody inside of a Walmart. That shit happens all the time in the ghetto. But the
Yo, he got
public,
that song. He's like, and I'll kill a nigga, another nigga too. You know, and that song when he talks, like, he talking about his daughter, he's like, yo, I'll kill another nigga for you. You know, and he dead ass.
see,
He killed somebody for real,
see,
for
I
real.
didn't even know about the song. That's how I
You
just
know that
don't listen
song,
to.
that rock star song, girl. You know it.
No, I don't. That's the thing. I don't, because I don't listen to the baby. I'm not a
I'm the
fucking fan
one
of the
who
baby.
don't know shit. You the one who know everything.
Exactly. Exactly. That's the difference. Because you mentioned a long time ago that you liked the baby, and I keep telling you, I don't listen to him. I didn't even know who the fuck he was until he was on BET Awards. Was it last year or the year before? I think it was the year before, because this was before COVID. And everybody was on Facebook talking about, so yeah, the baby putting on for Charlotte. I was like, whose baby? Whose baby? I don't know what baby. And I didn't know that he was from Charlotte. Then I found out he went to Vance, and he's from that AIDS-ridden part of Charlotte, which is North Charlotte, leading up into Huntersville. So that's why he was up in that area. So yeah, girl, he
Okay,
put.
listen, real quick.
She started killing niggas before the age of two, and I kill another nigga too. Rather than another nigga do something to you. You know that I'm not tell you because I live. Let's go.
Brandon looks fucking. You never heard that?
No.
This song was on it. But anyways, but you heard what he said, right? He's like,
Yeah,
my
I'll kill
daughter
another.
saw me kill another. My daughter saw me kill a nigga in front of her before the age of 2, and I'll kill another nigga too if something ever happens to you. Oh, my bad, but that's what I. But how you don't know that song, girl? That was just like a. That was like. Anyways,
See, that's the bullshit right there. My daughter saw me kill another nigga before the age of 2. So she's traumatized by seeing that act of violence that early. We don't know what's going to happen to her when she gets older.
honestly, she could be traumatized, but then again, remember, it was self-defense. It was like she was either gonna see her daddy kill somebody or her daddy be killed. Which one would you rather?
I mean, what type of father is the baby really? Just stupid.
Like honestly, I be feeling like a lot of people who get mixed up and stuff like that, like it's preventable, it's avoidable. But then again, it's like shit. When we talk about Jelani Day, like for example, like you don't fucking know what the hell happened to him. But we're gonna talk about that.
Yeah, yeah. We gonna get into that, and Gabby. Gabby got some shit going on too. Okay, so
Hmm.
Dave Chappelle, he actually mentioned a transgender comedian that used to work for him, open up for him, and how he donated to the comedian's daughter's college fund after the comedian committed suicide. Um,
Mm.
and people just seem to skim over that, like he doesn't hate gay people or trans people. He's actually friends with a lot of them. It's just that when he brings it up in the manner that he does for comedic purposes, just like he brings up everything else for comedic purposes, y'all got a fucking problem with that. Y'all want to call somebody out. Oh,
Yo, his sense of humor be having me rolling. He was like, a lot of women think I don't like women. He's like, I don't know why these bitches would think that.
you don't
Yo,
like if that's the thing. You don't like women, but you calling us bitches.
it's
It's
crazy because you see how I laugh about it. There's somebody that will probably really take high offense, and that's how a lot of these, unfortunately, a lot of the people in the LGBTQ community, they take offense to freaking everything. It makes no sense. Like, man.
Jesus take the wheel. Okay, so the baby, his transgender friend. It was something. Oh, Netflix. So let me do you see the Netflix article?
Okay, what Netflix? Netflix spoke on this? Netflix fire. You know what's crazy? I did see this earlier. Did you? No, I saw that earlier. Wait, did you send me that? I'm confused. But this basically they were supposed to be doing a walkout, but Netflix fired that person who was organizing it.
Yeah, Netflix don't give a shit because Netflix is a whole corporation. I understand you feel like you are who you are and your voice should be heard. Cool, do that somewhere else and maybe anonymously so you don't lose your job. Apparently, these people burst into the same meeting where they were talking about Dave Chappelle and making the decision to not pull his special. Personally, I wouldn't do shit anyway. I wouldn't do shit neither, especially if I paid a comedian $60 million and I already wrote the check and it's already cleared. Like he's already done his last special. Why should we pull something that was already in agreement to be aired? So no, I don't agree with that. These people walking in and trying to demand that they take something off of a streaming service that gets millions and millions and millions and millions of views just because
Mhm.
you mad. You mad. Oh, you mad? You gonna burst in the meeting and get fired? Nobody cares because you're replaceable. You're replaceable to Netflix. Netflix don't give a fuck about you. So they fire an employee as internal conflicts over latest Dave Chappelle special grow. So let me see.
Mm. And like I said, it's comedy. Like when it comes to comedy, it's like people are just joking, and it's crazy because, like I said, even when I'm a woman, and when he said, I'm like, I don't know why women don't like. I don't know why these women think I don't like women. I don't know why those bitches think that. I'm
Oh,
like,
here
yo,
she is. Here she is right here. Her name is Tara Field. Now she is
okay,
the
this is the
transgender.
worker.
Yep, she is transgender. So it's a he turned into a she. Reign of Tara. Oh, bitch, please. Um, it says Netflix has reinstated me after finding that there was no ill intent. Now, if this was a black trans person, they would have just been fired and they would have gotten no unemployment. Um, After finding there was no ill intent by attending the QBR meeting, I've included the statement I requested below. I'm going to take a few days off to decompress and try to figure out where I'm at. At the very least, I feel vindicated because you got fired and rehired.
Yeah, but I thought that they said that they was planning a walkout though, right? Is that the same person though? Because if you were planning a walkout, then you had ill intent because you want to basically interfere with staffing based off of the fact that it was like a strike.
So let me Netflix walkout. Oh, so this let me see if this is another employee. Do you see it on here? Okay, yeah, it's on there.
Wait. Oh, because I just seen the screen like 50 times. Like,
I'm sorry, it does it when I go back to the original screen. Netflix fired the employee who organized. So this was another employee, a walkout in solidarity with trans workers. So they acting
mhm.
up over in Netflix. They got the HR department on fire. Um, next,
Sure.
Netflix fired an employee that led to the company's trans employee resource group and planned a walkout on October 20th.
Mm.
Oh, so they were planning it, they just haven't done it yet. So they fired them before they can do anything. A
Normally,
current
they don't know about a walkout until it's happening, but they basically have a snitch on the
yeah,
inside.
girl. I was about to say that somebody pulled a Nat Turner and snitched on their ass.
Hmm.
A current and former Netflix employee with knowledge of the situation confirmed to TechCrunch the termination was first reported by The Verge. Netflix worker planned to walk out to protest statements that its co-CEO Ted Sarandos made about Dave Chappelle's recently released special, The Closer. The company claims that it fired the employee in question because the company suspects that they leaked internal information. Whoo!
Mm.
All this over Dave Chappelle saying something about trans people.
Mhm.
Oh, we've got a lot. We've got, well, excuse me, we have let go of an employee for sharing confidential, commercially sensitive information outside the company. A Netflix representative told TechCrunch, we understand this employee may have been motivated by disappointment and hurt with Netflix. Please, but maintaining a culture of trust and transparency is core to our company.
Mm. Well,
Oh, so the information is stop touching my cord.
mhm.
The information is the closer. Is, oh, I'm sorry, it's numbers. Some internal metrics on the closer that appeared in a story by Bloomberg, which reported that Netflix spent 24.1 million for the one-off special. Meanwhile, they spent 3.9 million on somebody else's comedy special and 21.4 million on the busy 9 episode Squid Game best ever debut.
Mm.
So they're leaking stats and numbers. So they're trying to say that they put Dave Chappelle in Squid Game over somebody else's comedy special and didn't invest enough money into it. Oh, so the trans person speaks. This bitch been tweeting.
So is
I
that
work
the same person?
Yes, it's the same person. She's like, I work at Netflix. Yesterday, we launched another Chappelle special where he attacks the trans community and the very validity of transness, all while trying to pit us against our other marginalized groups. We're going to hear a lot about, we're going to hear a lot of talk about offense. We are not offended thread. Uh, I don't, what? Okay. Any
My thing is that was she, you know, it's crazy because originally when it came out, it was a situation where they were saying like, yeah, it does basically stir up controversy and try to make it seem as if the gays have more rights. So basically, what he's saying is true. It's not like what he's saying is not true. Like I get so confused when people get mad over what somebody speaking on what's true. You understand? Like that's what confuses me. I could understand if it wasn't true, you know? And it was crazy because I think I sent you something and they were basically saying like, with the homophobia, like when you compare the amount of like people that was within the LGBTQ community that was murdered simply for being like LGBTQ, it was less than 30 people. Meanwhile, you got thousands of people that was killed simply for being black, and we still don't have the rights that they have. You understand?
uh-huh.
It's the facts. It's like when you go and you pull the statistics and you look at everything, it's like, yo, he's making like he's putting a lot of sense of humor behind it. He's making jokes about it, but at the same time, the shit is fucking true.
Mm, 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 mm.
Yeah. But I'm glad that they decided not to pull it because, like I said, it's a situation where shit. It's scary because now God, nobody can't say nothing. Like you can't say nothing, even be joking, and even if it's funny. Like, and everybody thinks it's funny. It's like it takes one person to be like, that wasn't funny. That was actually transphobic. You know what? Let's give him pulled. Like, this shit is so weird to me. All right, so Peaches, what we gonna go on to the next topic now?
Yep, let me go ahead and that poor baby. Hold on, let me make sure I have everything in order. Yep, so Jelani Day. Okay, let's go back to the very fucking beginning.
It's so crazy. My cousin has a baby. His name is Jelani. He was born in
Oh,
yeah, he
that
was born in
baby.
January.
Yeah,
You know what's crazy?
there's a lot of Jelanis and Leilani's being born in the past couple of years.
I'm gonna ask my cousin what made her choose that name because it's crazy because when she was pregnant with him, her dad had passed away. This crazy because this is the same cousin I was talking about earlier, and then has of course his middle name is after her dad, but his first name I have no idea where she got the name from, but here we are, Jelani Day.
Okay, so hold on. Let me stop sharing my screen for 2 minutes.
Hmm.
Let me stop sharing my screen for 2 minutes because I want to get this timeline.
You know what makes me like I'm stuttering over here because I'm just like so confused. I'm just, I just went on Google to basically look up some articles and basically see because I was gonna try to figure out how old he was because I think they said he was like 25 or 21. Yeah, like he was really young. I know he was 25 or younger. But
He was a,
basically, it says caffeine and evidence of nicotine and cannabis use were found during I don't even know, testing and the investigation of Jelani Day's death. Why the fuck does it matter if he had caffeine or nicotine or weed or why does that even matter? You know?
Astronauts are ready to begin complex space. Okay, so let me see if this has everything. Okay, so I have Gabby's timeline. Let me get Jelani's timeline because the way they gave a lot of shits about Gabby and not Delani. God, Delani. Jelani, you need some water? Like two young people missing things that, and they're not even the only ones. Hold on, timeline.
They talk about some, according to the report, the amounts of caffeine and basically found in his system are not typically toxicologically significant. Whatever he fucking used was not significant or justifies the reason or cause of his death. None of that
Oh,
matters.
okay, so let me go ahead and share my screen right back.
I guess they was trying to see if he had been drugged, prior to, you know, because basically when I'm reading it, they said that they were trying to basically see maybe he was drugged and then taken out, like how they fucking did, what's his name from the Black Panthers?
Huey P. Newton?
No, Fred Hampton, right?
Fred Hampton, my bad. My bad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know that's a horrible time to get a black fact wrong. I'm sorry. I got the people mixed up. Okay, so do I have Jelani Day on the screen?
Yes.
Okay, so Jelani, Saturday. Let me see the case that has brought national. So Tuesday, August 24th, he was still alive. 25 last seen entering the oh shit, what the fuck is this? The Beyond Hello Cannabis Dispensary in
But
Bloomington.
they knew that. Yeah, they knew he would have had a weed in his system. That's why I'm surprised that this toxology report just came out 22 hours ago.
So that's Wednesday, August 25th. That's Travis's birthday. Okay, so let's go to August 25th and the Gabby case because she was still alive at that time also. They got her in June, August, because Gabby and her boyfriend, ex fiance, but still her boyfriend, they were chronicling their cross country trip on YouTube and Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
So on August 27th, Gabby was still alive. A Louisiana couple vacationing in Jackson, Wyoming said that they saw Petito and her boyfriend, Brian Laundrie, involved in a commotion. Oh yeah, they were inside that restaurant. So they were arguing inside the restaurant. Now, before the restaurant situation with Gabby, somebody saw them arguing in a car in their in their van. on August 17th. Wait, no, wait, hold on. When did that? Oh, the body camera footage. My bad. I'm sorry, mistake. That was August 12th. So that was some days before. What, 14 days before? 13 days. So they have been arguing and it had been tumultuous. And this body camera footage has been all over the fucking place, all over the news.
Yeah, I
So
literally watched that today when because you had sent me the thing to watch.
yes, yes. And people feel like the cops were at fault because they both had bruises on them and they felt like that they should have did something because had they intervened a little bit more, Gabby would probably still be alive because she may have just went home to her family. Okay, so that's mid-August to August
But what
22nd.
could they have done, honestly? Because with that whole situation, it was like she was the one, and you know how a lot of people who are being abused and manipulated, and she was the one who was apologizing, and she did admit to hitting him, and he also had the scratches on his face. So clearly they hit each other. But what could they basically did give him a hotel, and they told her ass to go away from him, so they should not have even linked back up to begin with. You understand? The end of that thing was that they told him that he would have to go to a hotel. They left her with the car because the car was registered to her. If she would have just went home to family, then that would not have happened. You understand? The cops
Mhm.
did tell them to separate themselves. That's what they told them. They told them to separate themselves.
But it feels like this is a situation where they feel like somebody needs to be blamed, especially since Brian is still missing. They want to put something on the cops because they're looking at the cops like, well, how come you didn't do anything? They
They
did
did.
standard protocol when calling to from they did standard protocol when responding to a domestic violence call.
Yeah, she admitted to hitting him and she admitted to hitting him first. You understand? What could they have done? It wasn't like she was crying saying, "Oh, this man beat me and he this, he that." She was like, "I got frustrated and I have anxiety." Because remember, the cops was like, "When you were hitting him, were you trying to cause harm? What were you trying to do?" She said, "I was trying to get him to stop telling me to calm down." That's what she said. You understand?
Mind you, this was after he was mentally abusing her and then locked her out of the van. You lock me out of the van, I'm going to be more pissed off than I was before. So, of course, I'm going to, if I'm thinking irrationally, I'm probably going to hit you. So, these are kids arguing. Okay, so they have it right here on August 25th. There are multiple texts between Petito and her mother. The young woman's family, she is in the Titans. Okay, I think that's somewhere in the middle of the fucking desert, wherever they were camping or whatever on this particular date. So August 27th, let's go back to Jelani. So August 25th, his family reports him missing to the police. They say they last talked to him on August 23rd. He had not attended class for several days. On August 26th, his car was found in a wooded area in Peru, Illinois. About 60 miles north of Bloomington, his clothing is also found inside. So here's what I feel like happened because this is where the organ harvesting comes from. His clothes were found inside, so whoever attacked him stripped him naked so they can operate on him. Whew. August 27th, Friday, August 27th. That's when it's on the news, but it doesn't go national the way Gabby Petito is going national. Um, Illinois State University asked students to contact Bloomington authorities with tips about Day and his whereabouts. That poor baby. Okay, so let's go back to Gabby. On August 30th, her family receives their last text from Petito. They doubt that she wrote that text. According to Stafford, the message said no service in Yosemite. They also say that she from the text from her phone, she referred to her grandfather by his first name, and they said that she would never do some shit like that. She calls her grandfather grandfather because they have respect for their elders, so they don't think she wrote that last text. um in September, a woman came out, publicly claimed that her and her boyfriend gave Brian Laundrie a ride on August 29th in Wyoming, and Laundrie claimed that he had been camping by himself for multiple days while Petito was at their van working on social media posts. Okay, so let's fast forward to the 30th. So by this time, between August 22nd and September 1st, he did something to that girl. He did something to that girl. So let's go to September 1st, because between this time, September 1st and September 11th, he came back home to Florida. He went back home to Florida with his parents, probably told his parents what happened, what he did, and then they go out camping to possibly destroy some evidence. They didn't, her family weren't able to report her missing until September 11th. So let's see what was going on with Jelani during that time, because when this woman goes missing, Jelani was already missing, reported missing, but nobody gave a shit. So, August 30th, his family sets up a GoFundMe to provide resources for his search and a $25,000 reward on any information. Um, Let me see. Okay, Wednesday, September 1st. Jelani's mother, Carmen Bolden Day, and others scour the area. So they're out looking for him. They're out looking for him in the woods and shit. Friday, September 3rd, more than 100 people gathered at the Bone Student Center in support of the search effort. So these people are looking for Jelani. They're looking for him. They're actively looking for him. September 4th, authorities find a body just off the south bank of the Illinois River in Illinois Bridge in LaSalle County. Officials say it could take 2 weeks to identify the body. So they found that body on September 4th, but they couldn't identify it. Okay,
And then
so
his
let's.
mom basically, this is Jelani's body, right?
They didn't know at the time. So here's
Yeah,
my
but
thing.
basically, they assumed it was his body. And mind you, this is the town where they found it in. He was basically predominantly white, for one. Two, when they was trying to do the evidence or whatever, they needed DNA samples, but it took longer because they said they didn't have the chemical. His mom spoke on that, and she was like, "Y'all
Yeah,
mean tell me y'all can't get the chemical from somewhere else? So it was a
yeah, y'all
delay.
dragging y'all motherfucking feet to figure out if this is my
They knew
child
it
or
was
not.
his body. They knew it.
And the town in Illinois, where he was in, where you said it was predominantly white, it is said to be a sundown town. So let's go back to Lovecraft Country, when they drove through that sundown town and the police was running them out of there, or at the same time trying to stall them, because if they were caught in that town after sundown, Black folks who are in these towns, they are in danger and they can be killed or will be killed. And I think this is what happened to Jelani Day, but he was taken by some people who wanted more than just to take his life. They wanted to do some most sinister shit to him. And it sounds like being at the wrong place at the wrong time, but still,
But still, if you notice, when they did they said at 7:30, he was by the Bone, like his school. I think, like, one of the centers in his school. Hold on, because I had looked it up earlier. Hold on. That's what they had said. Like, he was in the I what is it? ISU Bone Student Center, which is in Illinois, right? He was at the Bone Student Center at 7:30, and then they said he had changed his clothes, and by 9:30 he was at the cannabis place, which was only 9 minutes away. So it seems like he normally stayed within the area, right? How the hell his car ended up an hour and 15 minutes outside of where he normally is?
Because that's what they're trying to say. He was in that area that's predominantly white where he probably shouldn't have been and got snatched up. I think somebody took him down there and tried to stage it like that. That's one of the scenarios.
That's, yeah, because I think that they either, honestly, I don't even know.
Yeah, and that's why it's so fucked up because y'all can't even get a proper timeline, follow this man's cell phone signal or whatever,
Yeah,
or
all
do
of
some math
that. Because,
and figure out what was going on with him before he was possibly killed. But y'all go over to this white woman's case. Y'all got pictures of her van. Y'all got her text timelines. Y'all got her family texting her
shit,
back and
they found
forth.
her body because somebody posted about where they think they saw the car at. But when they post, you know that, right? Where they think they saw her van at is where her body was found.
Mm,
Yep, somebody, it was a blogger. And she was like, it's crazy because the day, that they found her body, it was the same day her son had died. Her son had died like when he was 7. She was like, he would have been 17. So it was like 10 years anniversary of her son's death was when they found Gabby's, that's her name, right? Gabby's body.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so September 6th, between September 6th and September 11th, where her family reported her missing, Brian and his parents go camping. This woman isn't your girlfriend isn't even around you. She's not hasn't heard nobody's heard from her. Her family is calling these people to find out where their daughter is. But y'all go fucking camping with this nigga to possibly bury some fucking evidence.
Mm-hmm.
So fast forward to September 11th. That's when they finally file her missing. September 16th. She's still missing. They're still looking. In a letter read by Petito family attorney, a news briefing held by police, the missing family, the missing woman's family begged for Brian and his family's help in the investigation because they know what the fuck happened. Oh God. He says Petito's family reached out to Laundrie's family earlier in the month for information on Petito's whereabouts, but his family refused to answer. These niggas is guilty as hell. See, and that's why, and that's the outrage between her case and Jelani's case. In her case, they have information, they have, excuse me, they have people who might know what happened to her, who
Mm-hmm.
actually know what happened to her. We know these people know what happened to her. Y'all didn't even do enough digging for Jelani to find out if there was anybody who can tell y'all what happened to him.
Exactly.
So let's fast forward. When did they find Jelani's body? Let me go down. September 4th, September 20th. Bloomington police investigating the case, physical and digital. Okay. So when did they? Okay, so I'm sorry. They already found his body. When did they identify? Okay,
Was it
so
September 24th?
September 23rd.
Okay. Yeah,
On
close.
September 23rd, LaSalle County coroner identifies the body found on September 4th in the Illinois River as of Jelani Day. So between the end of August and September 4th, well, it was at the end of mid to end of August because we don't know when he was actually killed.
That's another thing, because I know normally, but when they put the body in water and all of that could throw things off. Um, that could make it hard for them to be able to determine the exact date and time of the death.
That's why they put him in there after doing what they did to him.
Another thing, like, it's weird. I'll be wondering, like, when they took his organs, like, did they sew his body back up? Like stuff
No,
like that.
when they do shit like that, and this is where the Kendrick, so you've heard of Kendrick Lamar Johnson, right?
That was the one who was wrapped up in the carpet, and they tried to
Rep-
say he committed suicide, but yet he didn't have no organs.
yeah. So I'm gonna cut myself open, operate on myself, cut my own organs out, and roll myself up in a motherfucking gym mat, and then leave myself inside my school gym. And then that's how I committed suicide. But the authorities ruled it as an accident. So that's why there are so many similarities between these cases, because these people don't do this shit to themselves. People don't lynch themselves. People don't operate on themselves. People don't take out their own organs. There are so many cases of people of color, especially black men, who are being found hung from trees, who are missing, who don't have their organs, who don't have their eyes, who don't have their teeth. And the authorities try and say, oh, they did it to themselves or it was an accident. Listen,
Mm.
listen. September 25th, the memorial was planned, and that's when the FBI finally got involved. After community, the community, everybody made a outrage because during this time, September 25th, this white woman, she's all over the news now. Everybody's talking about Gabby. I was even enamored over the case because everybody's talking about Gabby, 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 Gabby. Um, Brian's parents are being questioned by the FBI. His sister's being questioned by the FBI. Um, oh, okay. So on September 19th, that was when they found her body. They found her body on
Mm.
September 19th. So they found Jelani's body on September 4th. They found her body on September 19th. So that's confirmation that they are both dead. They've been missing. They are both dead. Now they're on a national, another point of outrage. They're on a national fucking manhunt. And when I say a manhunt, they got people out here looking for Brian Laundrie, physically out here looking. They call that racist ass Dog the Bounty Hunter with that disgusting ass mullet and that horrible fucking tan to look for Brian Laundrie because they know that he killed little Gabby. But nobody is looking for any type of information, any physical person to give them any type of information about Jelani Day. What happened to him? How did he get end up? How did he turn up missing? How was he killed? When was he killed? When did he pass away? Who put his body in the water? Who dumped his car? Who took off his clothes?
Mm-hmm.
Whew. Okay, so there
You
were
know,
some.
it's interesting because they say he was in school to become a doctor. I don't think
He
it
was
was a
supposed to be a
medical
doctor.
doctor per se, right? But my
Um,
thing is that I think it was like a psychologist or some, some a doctor, but not like a medical doctor. But what I'm trying to figure out is, did he actually go to school with medical doctors? And it has me thinking back to Squid Games. They use the doctor to fucking harvest the organs. Like whoever does that, you have to know what you're doing to be able to say this is the liver, this is the kidneys. You know, you got to know the body.
so do you think it might have been somebody from the school that he knows that might have done something to
Somebody
him?
from his school.
Huh?
Would have been if he went to school with people that was like medical doctors, because the thing about it is that his car being an hour and 15 minutes away, like it's like they're pointing that out, and I'm like, it's either that he goes over there regularly or he doesn't go over there regularly. And there's no, his mom, she didn't really speak on the fact that, his car being where it was, like whether that was a foreign or strange place or whether it was somewhere that he went commonly. So that's the other thing that I be wanting to know. Like, was it normal for his car to have been in that area? An hour and 15 minutes away from school campus.
Okay, so his mother had to come out and clarify about his the condition of his body because Gabby, she was strangled. And that's what I hate about, the missing white woman syndrome, or just white women getting missing and black folks getting missing. There's a huge difference about what happens to us. We'll have our bodies stripped of organs, fingerprints, teeth, and everything. A white woman gets killed in the middle of the woods and she's missing by her boyfriend or her lover or whatever, and they're always strangled to death. Oh, I love you so much. Like a crime of passion. I'm going to strangle you because that's a personal thing. I'm going to kill you with my bare hands and then leave you out here in the middle of the woods. But with a black person, we're going to kill you, but we're going to make sure that somebody has a working 25-year-old heart, somebody who needs a transplant, and we're going to trade that shit on the black market. Let me see. So she issued a statement with the Chicago Sun-Times. Let me see. The family's private forensic pathologist could find, I'm sorry, could find no brain. So he didn't have his brains, no organs, neither liver nor spleen. Day's attorney said the LaSalle County coroner had explained that according to their pathology report, the organs were completely liquefied. I'm thinking they're trying to say that because he had been in the water so long. But here's the thing, do organs liquefy? I had to look that up because your organs are going to stay your organs. There are cases where bodies are being pulled out of the water after so many years. The body,
normally they just be swollen,
are swollen. The bodies are swollen. Emmett Till's body was swollen. His organs were fine. So how were this man's organs liquefied? And he had been in the water. It wasn't really that long compared to any other forensic criminal case. And this is where I feel like they need to bring in, I don't know if you used to watch this show. You were young when this show came out. It was on HBO called Autopsy. And they had a doctor on there named Michael Baden, and he did all types of autopsies on all types of famous cases. He even did Michael Jackson's case. He looked at over Michael Jackson's body also. This would have been the perfect person to provide some professional insight on what happens to the body after being in the water that long. And I feel like nobody even cared to even give somebody an opportunity to give their expertise or try and help out the case and, make sure whatever's being put out there in the news media is the truth. Because
but you know what else though, they did, Jelani Day's family hired their own private person to do the autopsy too. So multiple autopsies was done, and one was done by somebody that they hired.
Yeah,
that's how it was basically. That's when they realized more, because I think that it wasn't originally.
But you see how they had to hire somebody. The state wasn't going to hire them for them.
The state wasn't going to reveal that his jawbone was freaking sawed out and his teeth was missing.
Yeah,
that
what the fuck is that?
That was the private investigators in the film.
What is that? Who the fuck does that to somebody? What was you gonna say?
No, I was just like, yo, what you don't understand is like, yo, there's clearly some sick people out there.
Yes.
I'm like, you saw his jaw. I'm like, who? That's crazy, because I be wondering, like, with these people, when those stuff be happening, I be wondering, like, if their license happens to say, because a lot of the times, if you are going to be an organ donor, a lot of the times your license would say what's your blood type. I don't know. Does it?
And him being in the medical field, he probably said that he wanted to donate his organs if he believes in that. A lot of doctors feel like they should, depending on their beliefs. A lot of doctors feel like they shouldn't because, their personal beliefs. It all depends on what they learned while in medical school, what they found out about what happens to bodies. Then they'll make that decision. We just don't know if Jelani was one of those people. Okay, like we brought this up. Both Kendrick Johnson and Jelani Day's case are very similar. A cop killed Kendrick and covered up. Okay, here's the thing. The Kendrick Johnson case, Kendrick was having some type of dispute. I gotta go back and look at the story. Another student from Kendrick's school, his father was a cop. And I think that's how they might have gotten to Kendrick.
Mm.
Now, the student in question and the cop, the father, his father.
So if you look at his eyes, though, I'm like, Bonnie has some like his eyes say so much, and it's crazy because they're saying they took his eyes. Like, bro, it's crazy because we have a baby. If you look at their eyes is the only thing that never changes. That I like, you'll see everything else change, but their eyes never change. And I'm like,
yeah,
yo, it's messed.
when a person grows up, their body is changing, but the only thing, their eyes, their eye colors, that's it. That is so haunting and so evil. What the fuck? What is it about our blackness that offends you so?
It's
Why
not
do you
even
feel
that.
like,
It's that we naturally are healthier than them. I'm sure because it's crazy because they really want black people organs for whatever reason.
and that's where we can go back to what's the movie Get Out. The movie
Mm-hmm.
Get Out. They're removing black people's
Mm-hmm.
brains because a white person wants it. The blind guy who was a fan of dudes pictures and shit. You can't even see his fucking pictures, but you
No,
want
do you
his
know it was crazy? They didn't even want the brain. They pretty much wanted the body. Because remember, they put the brains inside of the black person body because the body was still good.
well, they
You
swapped brains. They swapped brains.
right.
So melanated people, your bodies are like gold. And I probably should have brought this up, but let me go ahead and type it in here. Because this is an updated story also. Let me know if you can see it on the screen.
Oh, Henrietta Lacks.
Her family have filed a lawsuit.
You go, family. You go, Lacks family.
Her grandchildren sue the biotech company because they use that woman's cells
They
collected
are
from her
still
body.
using her cells to today. To today. They use her cells in a lot of shit. They are still using her cells to this day.
On October 4th, the 70th anniversary of her death, Henrietta Lacks. Oh, these dates are just coinciding.
October. This is the month right here.
October 4th, the 70th.
September and October, it's been crazy.
Yes, it's too much going on in the past month and a half. Damn. So, girl, so we need to keep track of everything that's been happening from September until the end of the year, because we know the end of the year is going to go out with a motherfucking bang.
Mm-hmm.
We thought 2020 was on some bullshit, but this right here, this shit right here, nigga, this shit right here, this shit right here.
Yo, it's so crazy because how many we brought up Henrietta Lacks a few times from last year coming into this year. Now look at this shit. I'm so glad because they really are still using her cells to this day, and they see nothing fucking wrong with the shit that they be doing. It's another article that I came across. It was too disturbing for me, but I did save it. It was basically about this black guy who was part of they was a part of some study. It was similar to the Tuskegee experiment, but the shit that they was doing to them caused for him to have a hole in his head, and it was him and other people. I want to find it. I'm going to send it to you on Instagram right now. When I find it.
The family filed a federal lawsuit against the Thermo Fisher Scientific, claiming unjust enrichment and non-consensual use of her cells and tissue samples. That kind of makes you ask, how much did they take? Look at her. She was so young.
Temperatures there, so that's the fuel. We've got a storm watch posted for Memphis, and that line of storms will be pushing over the Ohio River Valley, the Appalachians.
The fuck?
She was young. I remember when, like, she basically had about 6 kids, and then she died young too. You
I think
know?
she was like 36 or something like that.
Let me see.
Okay, so Benjamin Crump, this ambulance chaser, he'll get on any case that has anything to do with black folks as long as he's being paid by somebody. So is their lead attorney who previously represented the families of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor. Girl, speaking of which, let's just go sidebar. Did you see where George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, but I think it was just George Floyd, they had statues put up
They
in New York.
defaced them. Yeah.
And they defaced him, caught the guy on camera throwing fucking paint on his face.
Oh, wow.
The whole notion of her cells are being sold, even to this day, as chattel property when everyone benefits from it but her own family, her own flesh and
Exactly.
blood. It reminisces the days of slavery when they sold black people as chattel property, and we never got the benefits from our labor, our
We
contributions.
never got our 40 acres in a mule. I don't even know why I still want my fucking 40 acres in a mule. I would gladly take it. She died at 31 and she had 5 kids.
She
I
was
just looked it up.
31.
She was 31. She was a baby. But the
Oh
crazy part
wait,
about it is that her cells
he
was
was
so special because they always was trying to find somebody's cells so that will live long enough outside the body so that they can do their little fucking experiments and shit. And they realized with her cells, if they put it in, I gotta give you visuals. If they put it in a dish that was this big, the cells will grow. They put it in a dish that was this big, her cells will grow and fill that area. They put it in a dish that was this big, her cells will grow and fill that area. And they're like, yo, her cells just keep multiplying and multiplying. So basically, if they put it in the fucking room, in my room, her cells will grow and fill the whole room. So there was something really, really special about her cells that they just never died. You understand?
who?
To this
But
day.
she was diagnosed with cervical cancer at 31. Let
And
me
you know the
see what
crazy
it's
part was
saying.
that they gave her something that treated cancer but also caused cancer, and that's what fucking killed her. How about
That is
that shit?
horrible. And that's how you know they have a cure for cancer out here. They have a
The
cure
crazy
for cancer.
part is that they
They
was
have a cure
curing her
for AIDS
cancer.
treatment. Huh?
They was curing her cervical cancer and giving her other cancer because of what they was using. It was the chemicals.
So those cells were named HeLa for Henrietta
Yeah.
Lacks. HeLa
Hmm.
cells have led to severe medical breakthroughs, including polio vaccine, coronavirus vaccines, cancer
Crazy.
cancer treatment. So y'all were testing coronavirus vaccines or coronavirus period years ago. Cancer treatment, AIDS treatments, zero gravity in space, and more. What was it about this one woman? I know it was her melanin with the 666 properties, the 6 neutrons, 6 protons, 6 electrons, I think it is, that makes up melanin. So, what was it about her in particular that made y'all feel like y'all can do this to her? Girl,
Mm.
I'm starting to feel like they doing some more extraterrestrial shit too. I can't put it past our government. They doing a whole lot more shit than we know about. It's a lot more shit than they put in this article than we know about.
That's the thing. I went it's crazy because when I was like, I just heard about it one day, and then I went on and I was doing my research, and I'm like, what the fuck? Because we talked about it like
Hmm.
in 2020. Okay, I found the article finally. Check your Instagram and share that. So, can you pull up your Instagram on here?
Hold on, share to see if I can Bluetooth it. My
While you're
Bluetooth.
working on pulling it up, I'm gonna read the article. Okay. It
Okay.
says Vertus Wellborn, Hardy man. He was born March 9th, 1922. He died June 1st, 2007. Who was a victim of a U.S. government human radiation experiment at the age of 5 that left him with a painful skull deformity that forced him to cover his head for 80 years. Hardiman was born in Laos, Station, Indiana, in Indiana. Laos Station began in 1927. It is known as one of the earliest black settlements in the United States, and the Hardiman family was among the first to migrate to the area. In 1928, Vertus attended the local elementary school, Lyle's Consolidated School. The parents of 10 children at school were approached by county hospital officials. The parents were told that there was a new treatment for dermatophytosis. I'm probably saying that wrong. A fungal infection commonly known as ringworm. What the parents didn't know was that the children were actually part of a human experiment on extreme radiation, probably chosen because they lived in such an isolated location and probably because they were all black. The children were exposed to high levels, and many were left with disfiguring scalp scars and head trauma. The effects of the experiments were mostly hidden from the townspeople of Lao Station. Many of the children wore wigs and hats to cover up the results of the experiments. Vertus Hardiman, one of the children who was 5 years old at the time, finally broke his silence more than 70 years later to a friend, Wilbert Smith, who partnered with Brett Leonard to produce the documentary Hole in the Head, A Life Revealed. The 2011 film is the amazing story of Hardiman and the 9 other children who were affected by the horrible experiment in Lao Station. Hardiman was physically affected by the worst. Hardiman was physically affected the worst by the radiation. As a result, he experienced a slow dissolving of bone matter of his skull for the rest of his life. The ensuing deformed head and the gaping hole at its top were disguised by a succession of hats, toupees, and wigs. I don't know if I said that right. Every day of his life, he spent an hour changing bandages and dressing the wound. Like, just thinking about it, his fucking brain was out.
It's on the screen. Do you see it?
Yes. Like, this is crazy. This is crazy. And this is one of the many. Like, there's so many other freaking experiments that we probably don't even know about. You know?
Girl. Oh, my goodness.
And check this out. 29-year-old Alabama woman found dead in the back of a police van in the parking lot of a
Yeah, what the fuck is going on?
Jesus Christ. Let me just come off Instagram.
Yeah, because these pictures are really giving me the blues.
I'm just like, bro, like, that is crazy.
Well,
and it's like, I don't understand how people think like stuff like that is okay. Like, it's those fucking sick scientists. They really think that there's nothing wrong. Like, oh, let's just experiment and play with people's lives. Like, what? But anyways.
Let's get to the next story.
Next and last.
Huh?
The next and last.
Did we talk about the gay Superman?
Oh no, we didn't. Oh yeah, but so basically, before we get into that though, but it's like when it comes down to these missing persons reports, like a lot of people be like, okay, you know how it is that like it seems like the white people get more attention, than the black people. I'm like, there's other thing we always have to keep in mind is that it's sad, but unfortunately, only 13% of America is black. Fucking 70% is white. You understand? So I'm like, we have to really always keep shit like that in mind when stuff like this is happening. If we only got 13% of us and it's 70% of them. Like, so that's why, like, we really are the minority. Like, it's crazy because, yeah, we could have had more people on, but then again, there's more people in this world that don't even fucking like us. They could give a fuck less. They could care less about a black person being missing. I'm making this fucked up, but unfortunately, this is America. Yeah.
I don't know if because I be trying to put you on the stuff, but have you watched You on Netflix? YOU, the show?
Is that with the weird creepy guy Joe?
Yeah, my
You
nigga
know,
Joe.
it was so weird because honestly, I started watching it, but it creeped me out when he took the girl's boyfriend and he had the girl's boyfriend locked up, and I was scared he was gonna kill him. So I didn't finish watching it.
You so damn scary, girl. And you 2 seasons behind. The third season just premiered this morning. I've been watching this shit all
Did he
day.
ever kill his boyfriend or did he let him go?
You gotta watch it. You know I don't like TV.
Girl,
You gotta watch it. Just
if
like
you
I had
could
to
tell
watch
me that
it.
he let him go, then I could go back and finish watching it.
Okay, fine,
But
and let him go.
he better have let him go.
So you, the third season premiering today, it literally has an episode, I think it's the third episode, called Missing White Woman Syndrome. And
Interesting.
yes, and Joe's neighbor went missing. And the black character on the show, they have a couple more black people. They have two black characters, but one of the black characters, she pointed out, her and her white blind friend, they pointed out that the missing white neighbor is all over the media because in that small, rich white town, her being missing is detrimental to the reputation of the community. So they want to find her and get her home safe because she's such a contribution to the community. Her being a realtor, she's so important to us. Let it be a black person missing, and they'll be like, "Oh, there was a black person living in this town." So they touched on that coincidentally very, very well. And mind you, they
Mm.
stopped shooting that show earlier this year. But the missing white woman syndrome has been going on for years and years and years. Eddie Griffin had a joke about how America will go over to these Middle Eastern countries and save Americans, especially white Americans. And so he was like, somebody says, well, why do we have to go over there? It's only Sally and Susie. Who gives a damn? They're white. They're white.
Mm-hmm.
We're white and they're American. We're going to bring them home. So that's where that bullshit comes from. So, you white women, y'all go missing. Rebecca, Jennifer, Haley, Gabby, that little chick down in Aruba, was it Natalie Holloway? Y'all go missing and the world starts from one whitey down a hoe. So, uh, the bisexual Superman. What the fuck is this?
Yeah. Where's that picture? Do you have that picture that you sent me?
It's on the screen.
No.
What
Not.
picture?
Oh yeah, that is it. Sorry, I had to zoom
I was about
in.
to say, I was like, damn, this is the only picture that's been going viral all over the place. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Um, so yeah, this is it. So he's second dick now. So I don't. Here's my thing: Superman is Superman. What does him being gay have to do with him fighting crime?
Listen, I'm like, I don't even know how we reached this far. Like, I just don't know. I just don't know. I don't know what to say. They say he's bisexual, but oh my god, I don't know. I'm just at a loss for
And
words.
my bad. This is actually Superman's son. Superman is Clark Kent. So who is this? DC Comics and the new Superman, John Kent, the son of Clark Kent and Lois Lane, will come out as bisexual in an upcoming issue of 20 Man's 21st Century Story. Just like his father and mother, John Kent has fallen for a reporter, a male reporter.
Mm,
I don't, oh wow. The announcement is the latest in the prominent moments of the comic books, which first emerged in the 1930s, according to the Smithsonian National Museum of American History, and have often been at the forefront of cultural shifts throughout the decades. So, what this is trying to say is gay people have been in have been actually hidden in plain sight in cartoons, comic books, anything promoted to children, young adults, teenagers for years. But now they're being put at the forefront so they can have something to identify themselves with. Children who identify as gay if they feel like they are gay. I just
Wow.
don't
I don't even
really.
know why they so focused on getting children to identify as anything when they need to fucking get these children focused on their goddamn school books. Like, why do y'all want to even push sexuality? Let them become of age, at least fucking 16 or whatever the legal age is to consent before trying to choose a fucking sexuality. These kids be picking their sexuality before they can even fucking have sex. So how do they even know what the fuck they really like for real? I'm
Okay, I do.
sorry.
Well, maybe she's cussing me out.
Not you.
I do want to point out that not only are they putting out gay characters at the forefront, especially over the years throughout history, characters of other races, Black Panther, that was, all about us as a people, Black Panther. X Men was about the Black Panther Party. So I need to do a little bit more research about that because I just find that so fascinating because little white kids love X-Men, but that shit is about us. That's all us. But that's on race. This is about sexuality in the media and how a lot of people are saying that this is all part of the agenda. Okay, so they got Black Panther here, was introduced by a major comic book company and has had immense relevancy in the comic book world, beyond and including the blockbuster 2018 film. See if they have X-Men on here. Marvel characters, a Pakistani American teenager. Oh, okay, Miss Marvel. Okay, so they have had different characters throughout history. Um, so why are the gay characters getting a lot of attention at the forefront of the media? Why do
And
you
that's
feel
the
that?
thing. Because at this point, to me, I honestly, I'm just so confused. Because I'm sure if you look at the population, I'm sure it's not even 50% of the world that's actually gay, part of the LGBTQ community. It's not 50%, but why is it that they have so much support, when it comes to and like to me, it's not bad that they get the support. It's just that it seems like it's overwhelming compared to everything else and all of the other things that's going on in the world, it's like every time it's something that's LGBTQ, it's like it whoever is out there controlling everything, like they I don't know. I think they want people to be gay because the more people that's gay, the less people that's gonna be producing. I don't know. I really don't know, honestly.
All right. I had a thought and it just went out of my mind. Representation. Just like we want representation of Black folks in all facets of the media, especially when we created, invented a lot of things that people are seeing today on and off television. We want to see representation of our people. Now, the gay community is saying they want representation in all places also because when they were younger and they knew that they were gay, they didn't have any gay role models. So, is Superman's son a gay role model? Can he be a gay role model? Because when we were growing up, Superman was Superman. You didn't do this to Superman because Superman, whew. Now they're trying to say that Batman and Robin were gay. Robin was especially gay. Everybody's just gay, girl. I don't. What does this have to do with them fighting crime? If this character is gay, how come they can't be gay in the background? How come you just can't write or draw a magazine, excuse me, draw a comic book and write their character as a crime fighter? What does them being a gay crime fighter have to do with anything?
I don't even know why they have to bring up sexuality so much. And that's the problem. Because it's like, it's the fact that they're throwing sexuality out there. Like, you don't need to be like, whether you're straight or gay doesn't need to be part of you fighting crimes. You know, it doesn't matter what you are. We don't need to know what you are. Just keep being a fucking superhero and saving the day.
Kill it, didn't you, bitch? Go ahead.
Just keep
But
being a superhero and saving the day. Like, we don't care if you're gay. Now, when you basically say he's gay, a lot of people gonna be like, "Oh, he's gay and he's a superhero. Oh, he's gay and he's so strong." You know, it's gonna basically make kids think, if I'm gay too, then you know what? Wait, I'm so confused. Is that Superman though? Because it's the freaking S on the chest. Who else got an S on their chest?
Superman's son. Superman's
I'm
son.
like, so he's also Superman.
Yes.
And I'm sure Superman wasn't gay if he got a. I mean, he could have been bisexual
And
too.
that's how they're trying to camouflage it. We have our Superman as Clark Kent. This is this generation Superman as gay ass John Kent.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So next thing you know, we're gonna have the booty hole bandit. The villain booty hole bandit. He used to break into people's houses and tickle their booty holes.
The
and,
booty bumper.
and stick his thumb in places, and his thumb would be covered in doo doo and just a whole bunch of crazy shit. Yeah. So, girl, let's the last story. Any final thoughts on Superman packing?
No, I have nothing else to say. But only thing I wish they would do is stop trying to like make these kids that's not even old enough to consent think that they're gay. Period. That's all.
All right. So
and now the last but not least, let's get into this fucking sick ass, twisted ass fucking Squid Game shit.
Red light, green light, red light.
You know that Squid Game shit, just like, oh my god, like listen. The crazy part was that they, not even all of them, the majority of them went back.
Yes.
But I'm like, you know what's crazy? Because he also had like, well, they also targeted a lot of people that was already in debt and going to get killed out there in them streets because they already, they was fucked up out there. They was going to get killed for the bullshit that they was doing. Or you had people that were going to go to jail because of the fact that they was in so much debt. So it's like they really had no other option out there because they was either going to be dead or in jail. They would have stayed, But me personally, shit, I'll take that. Like, for one, I'm not going to owe nobody no money to where they going to be coming to fucking try to kill me. I might be in debt a little bit, but I ain't going to jail. I'd rather just be poor and broke and, go through my motions. But yeah, that shit was sick and twisted to me.
Meek Mill had a post about Squid Games. Let me
see what the Dream Chaser said. What the Dream Chaser said about Squid Games. My husband loves Meek Mill.
And he is in some controversy too, but I don't fuck with Meek Mill like that. So, okay, so Meek Mill compares Squid Games to hood poverty. He has compared the premise of the hit TV show, Netflix TV show Squid Games to hood poverty, claiming that it represents the exact same thing. I can see that because living in the hood, and I hate to be so cliche, living in the hood. I'm from the hood. Anyway, don't drink your juice while don't become a menace to society while drinking your juice in the hood. What is that movie? Don't become a menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood. Yes. Everything is about being in the hood, but this right here, this compares. You know how like people, they're competing with each other in the hood to look flashy or have whatever, but they're still broke as shit. Or you'll take somebody else out to get ahead when really you can just work together and accomplish the same goal, because that's what I felt like could have been done in Squid Games. I don't think everybody really had to die like that.
Listen, what I was really wondering is why the freaking cop that was in there, why didn't he basically slowly but surely start making his own team? Like, yo, you know, oh, you know what's crazy, because they can't even talk unless spoken to. But it was a point where he did whisper something in somebody's ear, you know, basically when he was looking for his fucking brother, not knowing his brother was fucking running the whole fucking shit.
Uh-huh. And
You know.
they had that records room and everything, and he got his ass caught because he put that phone down in the opposite direction. So when dude was walking around with that gun in that lair, he was like, I know you're in here. You put the phone down in the wrong direction. I put it down the other way. So you're looking for your brother and you don't even know it. Now they feel like there's a lot of conspiracy theories online saying that they feel like that the cop is still alive, because when he was shot, he didn't really shoot him to kill him. He just shot him off the cliff. Now, whether he survived going in the water and hitting the rocks, we don't know, but people want to feel like that he's still alive. So that's something that they can look into for season 2.
They don't
Okay.
need a fucking season 2 of that sick and twisted shit. But you know they're gonna make another season based off of the fact that at the end of it all, when Jiyoung was that's his name, when he was basically going to see his daughter or whatever, he saw the guy across the train playing the game, getting slapped, So it probably is gonna be another, season. But that shit was so sick and twisted. I'm just like, nah, it's crazy. That shit was crazy.
Okay, so let's get into these characters. I feel like the most annoying character, who's that chick that smuggled those cigarettes in her
And
cooch?
her pussy, and then she
Condo.
was having sex with the guy, and then basically the guy basically ain't even want her on the team when it was time to play tug of war.
Like, damn, bitch, did you even use the condom when you fuck this dude? But you talk about you talking about something, you got a newborn baby at home, but you sneak cigarettes inside of a condom inside your pussy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the fundamentals of using protection.
And it's crazy because literally everybody had to die except for one person in order for that one person to get the fucking money. Like,
But
what?
I don't think one person had to die. I mean, I don't think one person could have been the winner. I think
Listen, I think they
when
all should have been able to split that damn money because it was over 45 billion. So when they got to like 45 of them, they should have been like, you get a billion, you get a billion, you get a billion. But you know what? No. They all want to be fucking greedy. They wanted all the money to their fucking selves.
yeah, but if they were told that if they had quit the game, then they weren't going to get any money. So when they found out that if somebody dies while outside of a game, like in that little room or whatever, then their money goes inside the pot and the game just resumes. So that's when they try to start killing off each other. How did that old man get up at the top of those bunks?
Listen,
I know he's
honestly,
a rich old man and everything, and it was his game. And who the fuck carried him up there? Because what the fuck?
but remember at the last episode, he was behind it all.
Yeah. How did he
So
get up those bunks though?
that was the thing. If he was behind it all, how do you know if somebody, like, remember, they could have basically helped him up there or whatever the case would have been. He was behind it all. He was the mastermind behind it all. He's the reason why all the motherfuckers died.
Now
Because he wanted to play.
There's another conspiracy theory saying that the young old man, Ilnam, or whatever his name is, they're saying that he is Jihan's father. Because remember when they were playing the rocks game, the marbles game, excuse me, and they were inside of the maze, but they were both saying that the maze looks like their homes that they lived in years ago. So when Jihan was little, it looked like his home, and when Ilnan was little, he recognized the home that he lived in with his wife and his son. That's why people are saying that that may have been his father.
Okay.
Because how in the hell did he just make it throughout these games? He did it on his own, but we know, did he have some help? We don't know if he has some help behind the scenes. We don't know, but that's why they're saying that that's his father, and he watched his
You
father
know
die.
what's so crazy? I literally, but then if that was his father basically had all this fucking money. It was like, why the hell did you have him and his mother fucking suffering? And then you
Mhm,
made all these people die just to get this fucking money. Honestly,
mhm,
I thought that the organ harvesting was part of it all, you know? And that's what I was thinking, how they were getting the money to begin with. That's what I was like, oh, so basically they're killing them just to fucking take their organs. But then I realized that the organ harvesting wasn't part of it. When basically, remember, when they got caught with the police, well, this was
mhm.
before the police, but yeah, when they got caught and then they was in that room where they played, which room was it? The one with the clouds. They was in that room, and then the one with the black mask basically came, and then he killed the one of the guards. And then when he left, one of the guards killed the doctor. Huh? You remember that when one of the guards had killed the doctor? Peaches, you can't hear me.
Oh, I can hear you. I was actually
Rem-
thinking about something.
Remember when one of the guards had killed the doctor?
Yes. Okay. They were organ harvesting on the show, on the damn show too.
Basically,
So
that's what I'm saying. You know
the
what's so
guards were having their
crazy?
own little side shit and giving the doctor clues to how to win the games.
But listen, you see the organ harvesting, like the fact that they was taking people eyes out. Like I literally never heard of that until I'm watching Squid Games and in the fucking Jelani situation recently. You know,
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
literally never heard of that prior. Like
Exactly.
literally.
Exactly. So they
But
gave that
and
doctor clues on how to win the game. I've
they
been
would.
trying. I've been wanting to try that little sugar cookie game that the sugar honeycomb, when they tried to get the shape out of the cookie.
I don't want to play none of the shits they play. I don't want to play red light, green light.
Now, what really fucked me up was the marbles game, because people who thought they partnered up with somebody that can take them along, they had to kill that person. And
Wow,
then they were walking along that glass shit, that glass hopscotch shit. Man, listen.
girl.
Um, what else was I gonna say? The VIP showed up. One of the VIPs was a freaky old white man. He wanted to be satisfied for 5 minutes. What else? What else happened?
Girl,
Mm,
it's crazy because they literally just watch them kill each other. Like, mm-mm-mm.
Green light. Oh, have you seen the meme videos where they're like, if black people played Squid Games and they played
Mm-hmm.
back that ass up, they would just get shot because we can't resist dancing back that ass. okay,
That
so
whole shit was crazy.
Jihan, he finds out that his mother's sick. So when he finally wins the game and he gets home and his mother has already passed away,
Right.
fucks me up, because I'm like, and then this stupid motherfucker gonna walk around for a whole damn year with millions and millions and millions of dollars and not spend it.
Mm-hmm. Yo, you know what
Excuse
was crazy? Not only that, when they called him to the bank, he gonna ask them to borrow $100,000. Mind you, he got $1 billion sitting in the bank.
Man, fuck that shit. Fuck all that shit. Listen, and then the color red is such a scene all over this series. He dyed his hair red, looked totally fucking crazy. And then this
Mm-hmm.
nigga, before he left for America, he saw the other guy playing the game to get inside
Yep.
the games. So he got the bright idea to want to stop the games.
Mm-hmm. So
I think
yeah.
take your money, go on about your business. They tried to warn him too. It was like, it would be in your best interest if you just take your motherfucking money and get on your plane, dude. This ain't got nothing to do with you. But he turns around and doesn't get on his flight. So I think that's where
I thought
season
he ended up getting on the flight. He just wanted to tell the person not to play. He never
no,
got on the flight.
He never got on his flight, and I think that's where season 2 is probably going to leave off.
That's crazy. He was supposed to go see his damn daughter.
Stupid, stupid.
Hmm. So the
But
old guy is dead, and they still operating. So the old guy can't, be the only one who's behind it. So.
he's not the only one because they have donors, for the money and shit like that, all that other shit. But you see, after the old man passed away, the guy that was in the black mask, he had his mask off, and I guess that may be like the executor of his will or something like that. I don't know if he left him some money, but he was over the game and he was over the old guy also. So hopefully he got some money out of taking care of his body and stuff, like, because he had nothing in that apartment. He had no type of furniture, and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
But any other thoughts on Squid Game? Are you ready for season 2?
Listen, they supposed to be coming out with the season 2. Is it confirmed, or we just think?
Talking about it. Everybody's talking about it, just like they were talking about Lovecraft Country. And I feel like, let's go back to Lovecraft Country. I feel like they should have locked in season 2 for Lovecraft Country, because now that Michael K. Williams is gone, they could have been shot that shit. They could have been filmed some of that show.
Mm-hmm.
And we are literally what was I about to say? Damn, my thought just went out of my head that quick. But yeah, season 2, Squid Game, I'm ready. Season 3 of You is on Netflix right now, so you need to go ahead and finish it.
Mm-hmm.
Were there any other thoughts, any other closing arguments or anything like that? Or
Nope, I just have my cards and we can close.
oh yes, what did the cards say?
Okay, so basically, I just pulled some affirmations, and then the universe has your back card. So the universe has your back card says, my capacity to tune into the energy of love gives me the words I need when I'm ready to speak up, the compassion I need when it's time to forgive, and the power I need when I am lost. I never pulled that one before, but that was that. And then these two, it's interesting because all of these cards have a white line going across, like you can't see it. But these two didn't. So when I'm shuffling, they was like kind of like almost next to each other. But this is number 4. It says, I am safe. I trust my intuition to lead me down the right path. Looking back on my trials, I see that I am still here and thriving. I always end up better, stronger, and wiser. I have proven to myself that I will always make it time and time again. I am safe. And then the last one is number 9. It says, I am inspiring. I am inspiring to those around me, even when I don't realize it. When I am welcoming, kind, and giving towards people, it inspires them to respond to me the same way. I am inspiring. And that is all, folks.
All right.
Yeah, until next time.
All right. Well, thank y'all for tuning in to this long awaited episode of all the shit that's been going on over the past month in the news and in our lives. We are going to see what the rest of 2022 has in store. Oh, girl, you need to go ahead and take Halloween off. Have somebody
That's a Saturday, a Sunday. That's a weekend. I don't
have
got
somebody
work.
okay, well, have somebody babysit those kids, because me and Travis are throwing a motherfucking Halloween party. We already booked the hotel. We already booked a hotel room. So yeah.
Oh my God. I don't like scary. Is it going to be a lot of princesses there?
We're just gonna get drunk. We're not trying to scare you. It's just a Halloween party. Damn.
No, I was like, with the scary costumes, like honestly, I like the princess costumes and the
Okay,
and
so
the jack-o'-lanterns or lanterns, whatever you call it. Those are type of costumes.
Dress up as a princess. Do whatever you need to do with the kids earlier in the day, but the party is gonna start around 10, 11. And
wait, is it gonna be on? Because are you gonna do it on the 30th?
The 31st.
But that's a Sunday.
So you're okay.
No,
Halloween
it's
is
not
on a Sunday.
Yeah, Halloween is on a Sunday because it would be cool if we went from this. You see me, I like to do stuff on Saturdays. But anyways, I'll be out. I can hang, I think.
Yeah. Oh no, you are. You are. So yeah, go ahead and get yourself ready, find your costume. I don't know if I'm gonna dress up as
I've
anything. A lot of
never been to a Halloween party.
Girl, you should have been at the Halloween party when I lived in my first apartment, the one that we threw, and everybody was there. This year everybody's gonna be dressing up as Squid Games, those Squid Game guards, and the jumpsuits or the little shapes over their face. So a lot of people are gonna be wearing Squid Game costumes. Watch while you walk around uptown,
Girl.
you're gonna be seeing that shit. But anything else? Any announcements or anything like that?
Oh, this Sunday I will be vending and I will have products. So if you're in Charlotte, come check me out. I'm gonna be at the Silk Fit Studio. I'm gonna have my detox teas. I'm gonna have CMOS products. I'm gonna have some lashes. I'm gonna have like some TLC sample packs. I'm gonna have a little bit of everything. So yes, I will be vending Sunday, October the 17th from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. on the east side. East side.
All right, all right. And you can follow her at Queen Dream and Dream the Queen,
At
and
Dream the Queen.
me at I am Strange Peaches without the two on the Instagram. Y'all have a blessed evening. We made it right up under 2 hours. Make good time. Y'all have a blessed evening. Y'all be blessed. Stay black. And fuck the police, because if we don't say fuck the police, we'll end up in the back of a damn police van. Like what the fuck? Yeah.
Girl,
But
we gotta.
we will see y'all next week. Hopefully I have the day. Wait a minute. Somebody wrote a comment. Somebody wrote a comment.
We probably
Can
need.
I worship that booty? Who the fuck is this? Is
You
this
go. Why
one of your
you
friends?
go?
Is this one of your fucking friends?
Girl, who is that?
I don't know who the fuck. Oh, this is on YouTube. This is on YouTube. This is a random person on YouTube. Okay, so yeah, let's just hide that. Yeah, we'll see y'all next week, and hopefully we have more than one person watching us on for YouTube.
Oh. Anyways, bye
Love
guys.
y'all. See y'all.